Joining me on the line now from Abuja is Ahmed Abdul. He's the chairman of the National Union of Air Transport Employees as this aviation workers' strike enters day 2. Mr. Abdul, welcome to Business Edge. I want to get straight into what the issue is, and I think at the top of the list for many of the workers in the sector is this condition of service. And they said that this government under the administration of Muhammadu Buhari has not updated or released a new condition of service in the past 10 years. Bring us up to speed. Let the audience know what exactly is behind this strike.
Yeah. Good morning. Yeah, the issue is that too many agencies in the aviation industry are suffering from a better welfare package. And the condition of service are also let their due. Series of meetings by our national body with the Ministry of Aviation and Labour have taken place, and a lot of promises, and up till now, they've not signed them into law. They've not signed the agreement so that it can be taken to the appropriate agency for commencement. They've been promising all the time, and up till now it's still a promise. So, and the union is tired of the kind of promise that they will never see. That is why the national has called for 2 days warning strike, which we are in day 2 today.
So this warning strike, actually, you gave government a warning that the warning strike was going to happen. What was the response of government when you told them that we are planning to embark on a warning strike, which is just one thing that you have in your arsenal, as we've heard from many of the union members? But what was government's response so far when you gave them the warning of the warning strike?
As I'm talking to you right now, the national body has not communicated to us in this regard, because I don't have the capacity to say anything as regards that. But we're still waiting to hear from them if actually they've gotten feedback from them, positive response. But we're waiting after today's day 2 action.
Do you think that striking was the only available option? Because from yesterday to today, even though it doesn't seem to be too much of a disruption today, yesterday was quite bad. People who were not involved, passengers who were just going about their daily activities, Nigerians, even foreigners trying to make their ways across the country were affected by this strike. They're not the ones to make the decision or to negotiate with you. Was striking the only way you felt you could get government's attention?
In this regard, you see, a sensitive agency like this, which is also can affect national security, as rightly said, because if you see the aviation industry is a global community, and the workers have access to the airplane, they have access to so many the critical facilities that we use in facilitating passengers. In a sensitive organization like this, as in the industry of aviation, the management of aviation industry need to be on top of their game as regards welfare, because this can lead to any kind of denting the image of this country and even the global rating of the aviation industry. It's very sensitive. I expected them to know more than the aviation union.
I like the fact that you mentioned the sensitivity, because we've heard from sources in the Ministry of Aviation that they consider this to be an illegal strike because workers in this sector, in this industry, are seen as essential workers. What do you think about sort of that angle to it, that because of how sensitive, and you've also mentioned national security, Nigeria's ratings when it comes to aviation internationally, because of how sensitive this sector is, going on strike is seen as a no-no. So how do you respond to that?
We see, labor is an international thing. That's why we have International Labour Organization as an ECOSOC of United Nations, which Nigeria is a signatory to. They ratified Nigeria labor law also. So what we are doing today is not out of context. So I don't think it's illegal.
All right, finally, Mr. Abdul, before I let you go, we've heard from one of the comrades here in Lagos that this is a warning strike, that there will be other dates if the demands of the unions are not met, for other warning strikes to possibly hold, and then there is the potential for a complete and total shutdown. Is that something that you see happening in this situation? Again, you have said you don't have the full picture from the national, but given how government seems to be playing this, how far are the unions willing to take this?
As it is today, we can't be working in an environment, in an organization where the emotion of workers are down and they are attending to international community and domestic passengers. As it is now, we are going to make a review of the day 1 and day 2 and get back to our national secretariat. We don't have the capacity to say anything for now, or to send a review of our activities to the national secretariat for onward action. We wait for their directive.
All right, so we'll leave it at that for now. It's a story we're following very closely. Ahmed Abdul, chairman of the Abuja chapter of the National Union of the Air Transport Employees. Thank you so much for joining me on Business Edge.
Thank you very much.